Welcome to episode 7 of our daily NEET Biology podcast, where today we dive deep into the powerful and precise concept of species. Have you ever wondered why a lion and a tiger don't belong to the same species even though they look similar? Or why a horse and a donkey produce a mule, but that mule can't reproduce? These everyday biological mysteries are all tied to the definition of species. This episode will help you understand not just what a species is, but also why it's important, how it's defined in biology, where the definition falls short, and how this concept plays a crucial role in NEET-based classification and taxonomy. Let's begin with clarity and curiosity. Let's define what a species really is. According to the biological species concept, a species is a group of organisms that can interbreed in nature and produce fertile offspring. They are reproductively isolated from other groups, meaning they cannot successfully mate with members of a different species. For example, all dog breeds, whether it's a German Shepherd or a Pug, belong to the same species because they can interbreed and have fertile puppies. But when a horse mates with a donkey, they produce a mule, which is sterile. That's why horses and donkeys are different species. This concept helps us draw clear boundaries between species in nature and is fundamental to taxonomy and NEET-based questions. How do scientists determine if two organisms belong to the same species? They use three main criteria. First, the organisms must be able to interbreed naturally. Second, their offspring must be fertile. And third, they must be reproductively isolated from other groups. For example, a lion and lioness can reproduce and give birth to fertile cubs, which means they are the same species. But when a horse mates with a donkey, they produce a mule that is infertile. This indicates that horses and donkeys are different species. These criteria are important in understanding evolutionary relationships and are frequently asked in NEET. While the biological concept of species is widely used, it does have limitations. First, it cannot be applied to organisms that reproduce asexually, like bacteria or amoeba, since interbreeding isn't involved. Second, we can't apply it to fossil species because we have no way to observe their reproduction. Third, geographical isolation can confuse classification. For instance, two populations of the same species might live far apart and never meet. And finally, some organisms may look similar but are genetically different and cannot interbreed, like sibling species of mosquitoes. These limitations show that the biological species concept isn't always perfect. To understand the biological concept of species better, let's look at some examples. All dog breeds, whether small or large, belong to the same species Canis lupus familiaris because they can interbreed and produce fertile offspring. But when a horse and a donkey mate, they produce a mule, which is sterile. This is a clear example showing they are different species. NEET often asks questions based on such examples, like why the mule is sterile or which organisms do not produce fertile offspring. So these examples are not just interesting but exam relevant too. Let's quickly recap what we learned today. Species are defined as a group of organisms that interbreed and produce fertile offspring. The key criteria include successful interbreeding and the ability to produce fertile offspring. However, this definition has its limitations, especially for asexual organisms and extinct species. We also explored real-life examples like different dog breeds being the same species and a horse and donkey producing a mule, which is sterile. And yes, NEET loves this topic, so expect questions from here. Keep revising and stay curious. It's time for your challenge question. Which of the following pairs belong to the same species? Option A, horse and donkey. Option B, lion and tiger. Option C, Labrador and German Shepherd. Or option D, mule and donkey. Think carefully and drop your answer in the comments below. Let's see how many of you are species concept masters. That's a wrap on the concept of species. We've understood its definition, the criteria for classification, its limitations, and seen some real-world examples. In the next episode, we'll explore the taxonomical hierarchy, an essential topic for NET preparation. Make sure to check the video description for free PDF notes and practice questions. Join our Telegram channel to stay updated. And hey, let us know in the comments what new thing you learned today. Once you complete the challenge question, send it to us so that you can get featured in the next episode, and also comment #challenge completed. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more biology wisdom.